I never lied where I came from. Texas had its place for me to find a home deep in my soul. I must know the world as a whole.
Hello, I'm Shad Blair. This is Mending Fence. After the cattle was worked and the cows had all calved, before the bulls were all gathered, I'd go with my dad to mend all the fences that fenced us all in, put all the U-nails and barbed wire back together again. And I'd often wonder just how in the hell it could break, sitting out there in the middle of nowhere doing nothing. There must be some mistake. But the wind and the rain always worked its way through. Man, I was wishing we was fishing or had something better to do. 'Cause the fence ran for miles just as far as I could see. Was checking every single post, both cedar and T, and it was barbed wire and pliers. I thought my dad had lost his sense, working us 12 hours a day, just mending fence. Now my dad never talked much, and he always kept his foot off the gas. If the fence was good and tight, well, we'd just roll on past. But if there was a sag in the wire, he'd stop and I'd have to grab that old come along. And he knew how much I hated it, but he'd just be grinning, humming an old lefty song. Yeah, the fence ran for miles just as far as I could see. We had to check every post, both cedar and T, and it was barbed wire and pliers. I thought my dad had lost his sense, working us 12 hours a day, just mending fence. We was working 12 hours a day, just mending fence. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Carol Coburn, and this is Creative's Cornerstone. This week, my guest is the phenomenal Shad Blair.
Hi, Carol.
Hi, Shad. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing really good. Thank you very much for asking.
I am excited to be here.
I am so happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me. Yes.
It's been a minute. In fact, it's been longer than a minute. So I'm just really glad to be able to catch up with you and all things Shad. For those of you who may be less familiar with Shad Blair, he is a phenomenal storyteller here in the Austin area. And he has been part of the community for quite some time.
Yes, about over 20 years now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you do a song, I have to say. I mean, I don't know if we're getting ahead of ourselves here or not. Bear with me. You do a song about you and your brothers.
Brothers, yes.
Brothers. I hope, do you plan on playing that today, or am I going to put you on the spot?
I am now, yeah.
Y'all, it is such a fabulous song. I love it.
Thank you so much. I got a lot of good responses when I play that song out live.
It just really shows your capabilities in storytelling.
Well, thank you.
And your smithery with words. Of course, all of your songs do. So I'm really looking forward to that. Now, you and your wife both are really submerged in the culture here in Austin. I know she does something with ham.
Yeah, she's the CCO now.
I was going to say, I know she's something big
Yeah.
in ham. And for those of you who are watching this outside of the Austin area, ham is Health Alliance for Austin musicians. And they do phenomenal work.
They're really good at stretching a dollar and turning it into life-saving potential. And
Seriously.
Yes.
I mean, seriously life-saving potential. And really support the music community in ways that are needed.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I think we would be not such a strong live music capital of the world area or whatever if it wasn't for at least something, like that, because everybody else just changes venues and shuts down, and
That is one of the beauty in this space, in this creative space, not just in this creative studio, but in this creative space, this community. It's so awesome. So many musicians in the background are doing things that really enhance the music community. Like I know Jessica works, the singer known as Jessica, Guy Forsyth's wife.
Oh, yeah,
she is a phenomenal artist in her own right. And she does a lot of work behind the scenes with things like parking for your gigs, to be able to have guaranteed parking. I mean, it's the small
I always thought
things.
that would be a good idea, like a permit that all musicians can get, like playing at the airport is such a great deal to have in this town. So, yeah.
And there's music everywhere, just everywhere. So speaking of which, do you still have a residency going?
I do. I play at the White Horse every second and fourth Saturday of the month, and it's a happy hour. Like I start at 5:30 or 6, depending on how many people are there at the time. And because sometimes the bartenders are the only ones there, and when it's 5:30 in the afternoon, which is a good thing. You don't want to, promote early drinking, just the late drinking. But it's a cool little set. They have dance lessons after me, and then there's 3 just incredible honky tonk bands after that they can, all the tourists that learn how to 2-step can practice
do it
and take it home with them. And
how fun.
yeah, it is.
I remember that about the White Horse Saloon. I can't remember who. I think David was probably playing, David Touchton. And Jeremiah and I went, and it was so awesome to see all the 2-stepping going on in that space. It's definitely, by
Something
definition, an Austin watering hole.
Looks just like the Broken Spoke, It's
oh my God, that's so much fun.
Yeah, it is too. This is a great city for. I've had nothing but, good happen in this town. So I love it.
I love the fact that you just, everywhere you go, that there's music, from Whole Foods to the airport, just driving through downtown Austin.
Yeah, even if it's unnecessary, they're going to put music in front of, people don't expect it sometimes. It's like, oh, well, there's live music all of a sudden.
And it's stretching. I mean, seriously, this music movement here in Texas is like really stretching down the corridor.
There's a great scene in New Braunfels, and
oh my gosh, in San Marcos. San Marcos is really coming alive with showing up.
That's true. And, I guess downtown like I was saying earlier, has changed a lot, but some things are, like the White Horse this is our 12th anniversary, I think, of being open.
Nice.
And that's quite a feat this day and age, especially with something that's kind of, a passer-through kind of place, Well,
I think White Horse is starting to really own the space and gaining the rep,
yes.
On its journey to iconic. I mean, right there with
think
Saxon Pub and.
It seems like it's already there, and
Right.
and I'm so glad that the places that have hung on. The Saxon's still a steady place, and yes,
And the Broken
thank God.
Spoke. I mean,
and the Broken Spoke.
and look at with the way it builds up and around it, and but there it is,
Yeah.
man. It is there. You go by there and you feel it.
The champion of them all for me is the Hole in the Wall.
Oh,
That's
yes.
like 50-something years old, I think.
Jeremiah and I went to go see Richard Watson, who does our sound here.
Mm-hmm.
He was performing with Heather Bishop and Danny G, who'd been on the show previously, and we went and saw them there. And it's just a warm hug, and it's the kind of place you go in, and it just you feel the history in the air.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Hole in the Wall is awesome, and it's so perfectly. It's kind of like the Cactus Cafe as far as the location there, right by the
university,
UT.
and it can be intimate, and it can be raucous, and it can be fun, and it's a great place it's a listening room. And
I didn't even know that it had the big stage in back. I didn't even realize.
I've only seen one show there, I think, and I played a tribute to Nancy Griffith that. What is her name? Nicole Wagner.
Oh yeah, Nicole.
She puts on those great tributes to her, and she did it at the Hole in the Wall, and that was played on that big stage. And I was like, I didn't even know this was a thing, but look at here.
I think Hole in the Wall is where they did Nate Oliveira's Celebration of Life tribute.
Yeah.
With Deanna and Dave and everybody. But yeah, so we are just so thrilled to have you in this space. Now, let's talk about some life experiences here and what you draw on with your music. I mean, is that what all of your music is based on, is actual life experiences, or where do you get your inspiration for your storytelling?
Well, a lot of it's very autobiographical. It's very true, and I try to just make it relatable to anybody that it could be with. And but a lot of the songs are very personal, and I started out with that. They said write what you know, and when I started writing songs, my dad had just passed away at 50 years old.
Wow.
And I think that changed everything in our family dynamic, and my mom moved to Midland away from my hometown, and I kind of lost my childhood home and growing up, so it's a heartbreaking experience.
Yeah.
So I wrote about that to, get through it and put the songs on a record, and that's done me very well. I feel like being in this moment right here, right now, I think that my songs have gotten me everywhere.
You know what? You feel the personal in your songs, and I think that element, it just really enhances the storytelling that you do.
Thank you, yeah.
Behind the mic. And I didn't want to assume that. I kind of sort of did, just because you feel the personal, you feel the emotion, you feel the weight of each word, and each one takes you someplace. Each song takes you on a journey and experience. And
thank you for saying that, there, because that's the goal. If I'm purposefully writing for something, that's what it's for.
Absolutely.
To share.
And what's really cool as a fan, as somebody who really appreciates your music and listens to it, it's quite honestly a music catalog or a scrapbook of your life.
It really is, yes.
And that's what music does for the listener. That's why it resonates with so many people. It's so much more than a song. It takes you back to where you were in your life when you listened to that song, or when you first heard it, or decades later. And I'm fortunate enough to have been, I was a child in the 60s, and I owned it in the 70s, and so that's fortunate enough to be in that era of that music and those bands.
Absolutely.
That now, because they're still playing on all the channels, it takes you back. It takes me back to that place, you know, when you were feeling the feels and doing the things. And I feel like that's all music. I mean, it takes you somewhere. And
Absolutely.
and if it
Very
doesn't, man, if it
nostalgic
leaves you on the
inducing.
side of the road, then you need to change the channel or keep moving because,
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it should do that, you know, like that's what growing up, I always paid attention to the lyrics of even pop music and stuff, and I was always curious about what they were saying, what they meant. That's like the first kind of real conversations I remember having with my parents is like, what is, you know, all the metaphors and ironic stuff that you hear in songs, you know, like what is that about, you know, explain that to me, and they'd break it down. And I was really into words and reading and all that stuff, and I just loved to try to implement that, you know, kind of background that seemed natural to me, and just go with it and hope that it, you know, lands on some ears, and
Well, it does. It
it
does
definitely
land on
has.
some
So
ears.
it's been a good ride, you know.
Absolutely. One of my favorite memories I have a lot of really good memories with you. And one of the ones that I really think about, in fact, I just paid reference to it before you were here, and that was standing on the stage at Hill's Cafe with David to my left and you to my right, and so much hair on the stage at that moment. And Jeremiah took the picture, and it's like, it's just bookends of all of this hair y'all had going on. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And it was fun seeing y'all at Hills.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was that's kind of where the reality set in of how, you know, fickle things can be in this, you know, it kind of makes you,
Oh my gosh.
I had that, and it went for so long, that residency there that I had, and it going away was just really heartbreaking, you know, and it was
what
such a great
kills-
venue.
What kills is, I remember that final night. I remember the party, and
Did you? Yeah.
we were there. Yeah. And
That was wild.
oh my gosh. And what kills is when you go down that road now and it's still
Still there.
sitting there.
I know. I'm like, we could
And
have still
it's
been
just
playing there.
a shell. I mean, I get goosebumps. I mean, it's and
Yeah.
you just go by and you just remember the laughing and the music and the sound
So
and
fun.
just everything. I mean, even the smoke, the dogs on the back patio.
yeah.
I mean, just everything.
Yes, it
it's
was
just
such a
gone.
great place. Those oak trees, and you know, the staff, and you know, it was just wonderful. Just like old Austin, you know, kind of. And then Giddy Up.
I was just going to say Giddy Ups was hanging right
You've
there
been
on the
there
edge of
with
my
us
tongue
too,
to bring
yeah.
that up. That is even harder, I feel. I mean, just the whole demise of that with Nancy passing and the building going away. I mean, you know, it started being chopped, you know, when some of the property was sold off out back.
Right.
But then when it was
When the condos came in, and like they do, the new clouds.
watching it
And,
dismantled board by board.
Oh
And,
man. Have you been by there recent days? Yeah. Have you seen the stage that it looks like
I don't
Keith Urban's
look
gonna be
over to
there
the
or
right
something pretty
anymore.
soon.
I don't look to the right anymore.
Yeah.
So what is in this space? You said there's
just
a
this
stage.
huge stage, like it's so huge. It's just like I don't know. It's a big covered pitched roof, and it's way high up in the air, and it looks like it's just like.
Okay, so
I
I'm
can
going to
see,
have to
like,
look when I go home tonight, or when I leave the studio this afternoon, because I
Perhaps
go
they're
down
just-
Manchac.
Getting ready for the Rot Rally, you know, like just for getting some of those hair bands.
Maybe
in.
because that just doesn't make sense to me.
Not down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, sorry for going down a rabbit hole here. It's just, you know, these places are so much more than just venues that you go to and listen to music. They carry so much history. And there's so much of that in this town, in this area,
Yes.
that is just, it's such a beautiful space. Such
Yes.
a beautiful space.
Yeah, it's all worth preserving to me. Like it breaks my heart when one of those places has to give in and buckle like that. And
I know that, you know, life is full of transitions, and, you know,
inevitable.
nothing stays the same, but there are certain things that really, that need to be left alone.
Absolutely, I agree.
There's
Protected.
some things that need to be left alone. You
I agree.
can't tear it
Yes.
all down. What is that song? They paved paradise to put in a parking lot.
Yes, Joan Baez, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or no, is that-
no, it wasn't Joan Baez. Help me out.
Right on.
We're both humming it on here.
Oh,
It's
man.
okay. Y'all get the reference, though.
Yes. I was just
there's some
listening to
things.
her last night. It's
Some things you need to just
Leave alone. Yes,
and
absolutely.
That's,
they're not afraid to throw up some concrete though in this town. I mean, it's I guess it's inevitable. Like all places are growing unless you got to like, and I don't even want to say because I don't want people to go out there because there's still some space. But West Texas is still very vast and open in a lot of ways.
I find that really interesting too. I mean, talk about expansion. I mean, I understand, we're in the core of the state, and I think that the reason here is so consumed and overpopulated is because of the hill country. It's because of the gateway to the hill country. It's because of the space. It isn't dry. It isn't barren. It isn't brown. It isn't, it's
a little
thriving.
oasis, yeah.
Yeah, it's thriving. And the proximity to the coast. I mean, come on. I mean,
Yep, that's pretty awesome. Yeah.
I've been here 20 years now, and last year was my first trip to South Padre.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it beautiful?
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
it's completely different from.
It's like a whole other world.
Yes, it's like almost on some days that water is blue down there.
I mean, seriously,
most days, yeah.
we took off and flew out, and you could see, like,
Yeah.
the closer you
Beautiful.
got,
Yeah.
I mean, it was, oh, wow, there's the brown water, I'm home.
Completely different from Galveston, the Gulf.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah, it's really fabulous.
And not
but
that much farther down, by the way the crow flies to get down there. So
It isn't, not at all. So you have been growing a family, man. You are like,
yes,
whoa. I mean, when I met you, there were no little
there were no
ones.
kids.
And how many are up to now?
3, up to and done. That'll be it.
Yeah. So are they all boys?
Yes, 3 boys.
Wow, all
7,
right.
5, and 1. Joe,
How is it
Frank,
possible
and
he's 7?
Arthur. I don't know. It's just like they say. They're just like, there's no way time goes by that fast,
Yeah.
but to hell it doesn't.
It really marks your time.
It does.
Just marks your
Yeah.
time. And
I
it
can't
never
believe
never
you said
stops
it.
marking
Yeah.
your time.
It's amazing, but they're fun. They're great. They're great little boys, and I love them very much. And it's been
I
a
hope
good
so.
experience. Like, well, yeah, it's a trying experience, especially at my age, but it's worth it. And I do enjoy, the whole.
But they keep, it's
Dynamic.
kind of a double-edged sword. I mean, they keep you young, but they also age you.
Big time, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's kinda
I'm
like
in and
having
out of
a
the
puppy and
doctor.
forgetting,
This is the doctor years for me already. And I'm just like, wow, some stress factors and everything. And I'm just kind of like, I don't want, the kids probably did that, I'm sure, at this age, they're stressing.
Blame the kids.
Right on, yeah, not the lifestyle.
Yeah, the kids. It's the kids.
Right.
Oh my gosh. So I want to cover with you, because I ask all my guests about the dark years, which AKA COVID.
Mm-hmm.
How did you manage during that time? Did you discover any talents that were hidden? Did you hone any skills that you hadn't had before? I mean, how did you exist during COVID? Did you join the live streaming wave of?
Well, mostly I upped my cigarette game to a pack a day, and my drinking up to like, a considerable amount.
Wow.
And that was the most like champion thing I can think of. But
wow,
I did do some
okay.
of the I did some of the online stuff, like some I played like my aunt and uncle's 50th anniversary
Virtually?
on Zoom, virtually, yeah. And that was a ton of fun because I could see them all, you know. And it's kind of cool, and I don't know, it's such a glitch in time. It
really was. It was like a glitch in the space-time continuum.
Crazy. And it did such a rumbling change of
everything.
for everything. Nothing will ever be the same. It just will not be. And
I want my
it doesn't need to be,
24-hour
but-
Walmart back if anybody's listening.
Yeah. Yeah, there's none of that anymore. You get hungry at past 10.
Well, it wasn't even hunger
stay
for me,
hungry.
man. I don't like crowds. I don't like
Right.
a lot of.
I'm just talking about hours of places.
Yeah, right,
you know,
but I
it's
mean,
like-
I would like totally. I would do my shopping at like midnight because nobody else was there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
1 o'clock in the morning, then my time. That's when I shine. So very cool. Well, wow. All right.
Yeah, but it was weird. I was just so bummed out about it. I was just like, how could this happen? Like sure it hadn't happened to us before, but like there's a reason, as advanced
think
human
maybe-
beings things like that shouldn't go on.
I think maybe the shock and awe factor of the dark years were maybe preparing us for 2025.
Right,
Just
maybe
throwing
so.
that out there.
Good point.
Maybe we've been,
Practiced.
numbed a little bit, or we obviously find things more acceptable than we ever have in history, and that's all I'll say.
I'll let you have all that and let's talk about
Yeah,
fishing.
don't want to alienate anybody, but so I mean, I think we kind of maybe learned how to tuck and roll.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's. It kind of makes me wish that I would have. I don't know. Focused a little harder, but I was just I was getting through.
Trying to get by.
Yeah, just the best way I could,
Well, it did a lot of things for a lot of people, and I think for all of us, it taught us the pivot factor, and I think maybe the gratitude factor of not taking things for granted of what was.
Exactly.
And learning how to accept and embrace what is.
Yes.
And then be flexible for what's going to be, because we
It was
can't take it for granted.
It was a great opportunity to watch and like be grateful and watch the appreciation that fans had when you played, as opposed to, it being, people were like, oh my goodness, this is awesome. Why weren't we out here before and doing this? And, and like the Hills Going Away party, when it shut down, it was so packed. And I told David, I said, if
Why couldn't even just a third of these people come on? Yeah.
Yeah, you just rotate, just come out. And, you obviously knew about it. So,
Oh, I was a regular there. That was the only place, and it isn't, I don't go a lot of places like alone, but I've come to be able to finally after a divorce and, all the things. But that is the only place that I ever went to enough that I could go in and sit down at a booth, and they asked me, do you want your regular?
you remember that? Yeah.
That, and it's because it's just the kind of place that it was. So it wasn't that I was there so frequently. And just FYI, my regular was a sweet tea. So it isn't like they were like, you want your rum and Coke? It wasn't that. It was like, and sometimes I'd switch it up. But I mean, it was the only place that I've ever been to, because it wasn't like I was there all the time.
Right.
But I was there enough just because I loved going there to hear the live music.
Yeah, they recalled you there for sure.
Yeah. And so it was just part of the heart of Hills. It was just part of the beauty of the space and that. So, and there are still places in
Absolutely.
Austin
Yeah.
that have that ambiance and that have that camaraderie and feelings of being there.
Yeah, the White Horse and Sagebrush and Hole in the Wall and Broken Spoke, and there's still some strongholds out there, and I'm sure that there's going to be some new ones coming, and yeah.
It has to. All right, so I feel like we've teased people a little bit here, and I am really anxious to get you behind the mic here.
Yes,
and
ready to do that.
Do it to it.
Let's go.
All right. Well, y'all hang tight. Stay tuned. You are going to be seeing this man behind the mic, and you're going to enjoy what you hear. Stay with us.
Another seeming wave of some big consequence, a modern antiquity.
so much.
Hey, Shad.
Hey, Carol.
Hey.
Ooh,
I didn't mean to startle you.
how's it going?
Well, Shad.
I just forgot I had my T-shirt on there.
Well, it's a good thing you had your T-shirt on,
Yes.
whatever was going on there. So we ask you the hard-hitting questions in this little makeup room space.
Yes.
I have been thinking about this since I knew you were coming on the show, and I need to know, did you have a favorite teacher in school growing up?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yes. I had a English teacher in high school named Mrs. Poole, and she was the only teacher that admired my class clowning that I was so fond of and good at during school. But she said, she gave me a compliment. She said, "You did it just enough to where it's not too much." And, so I thought she was really sweet and learned a lot from her.
And that's what bonded you to her. I mean, that was what
Certainly.
bonded her to you, was
Yes.
that she appreciated your humor.
That, and she taught my parents as well as.
Oh, wow.
she was old. She did it for a long time. Bless her heart. She's awesome.
That's so cool. Well, thanks, and we're going to see you out there in just a minute doing your thing.
Right on. Can't
All
wait.
right, cool.
This is me and my brothers. Well, there weren't many others like me and my brothers. We burned up that old countryside, just like the Comanche before us. We had the run on them Texas plains. We could fish and shoot and ride. And our daddy is a cowboy, and he's always hollering at us, "Come on now, boys, it's still dark out, but we got work to do." But back then we couldn't mind. Hell, we were young, it was just time. We had plenty of that stuff yet to burn on through. Sometimes when the coast was clear, Bobby'd steal that old man's beer, and we'd sneak out by the light of the moon and go down to the tracks where the trains roll by, not knowing it all in too soon. As time was moving so slow, we could not care where it goes. No, we just passed through while Father Time passed us on by. And what I wouldn't give if I could go back and live when it was my brothers, I was by their side. We was just full-time fools. We didn't care about school, no, except for the football, some friends and the girls. And on Friday nights, it was tears and cruise lights and fights, and that circle downtown was our whole world. Then we go pick on guitars, neath that big old sky full of stars, and fall asleep to the coyote's howl. Under that same old moon that used to light up them railroad tracks. Hell, I wonder where's that train rolled off to now. Time moves so fast, I never thought it would pass so soon. All this gray hair and tales told with pride. But what I wouldn't give just to go back again when it was my brothers and I was right there by their side. Yeah, but what I wouldn't give if I could just go back and live when it was my brothers and I was by their side. This is Down That Road. Well, come kiss me, baby, before I gotta go. Don't pay to stay here, so away I must go down that road so long. And it's broken and twisted. There's shattered glass over there on the side, blood stains and all the blacktop from the ghost that now guide me on down another little town where there's a bar on a back street, a stage calling my name, smoke up in them rafters and a tear in each refrain of the songs, 'cause I'm singing for you. Baby, I'll keep you on my mind, find a way to kill all the time that lies in between all them songs that I sing. And the next time that I see your smile, yeah, baby, I'll keep you on my mind, find a way to kill all the time that lies in between all these songs that I sing. The next time that I see your smile, so come kiss me, baby, for I gotta go. It don't pay to stay here, so away I must go down that road. It's so long. Sunday Blues. Well, I ain't done much of nothing today. Just tried to get over this hangover somehow, some way. Wasn't no good news up on Channel 2. Oh, here they come again. Look at them, they're just letting themselves in. Them old low down Sunday blues. I got up in time for breakfast at that little cafe just down the street. I ain't much on the food there, but there's a waitress there that I just gotta see. Sometimes it's hard to fight back my tears, you know, she looks just like you. Oh, ain't they blowing in on that old cold winter wind, low down Sunday blues. On Friday I got drunk and I howled at the moon. Saturday I just got stoned. I tried to talk to every pretty girl I saw, but I woke up all alone. And if I had the choice to choose, you know I would choose to lose. And low down Sunday blues. Well, I guess I get away, just go drive down to the bar. Well, hell, I could probably use the walk, and really, it isn't all that far. Just to go and have me one last cigarette, maybe a drink or two. Oh, here I go again. I just do myself in every time I bring down them Sunday blues. Yeah, and Friday I got drunk and I howled at the moon. Saturday I just got stoned. Tried talking to every pretty girl I saw, but I still woke up all alone. Oh, and if I had the choice to choose, you know I would choose to lose. These God-forsaken, I just can't take them. My old heart's a breaking. Lord, why did you even make them? Oh, low down Sunday blues. the bartender. She was a pretty little thing from Nashville, Tennessee, with the turned up nose, just tapping her toes to the band's shuffling beat. Dirty blonde hair, pretty blue eyes that shine. The way she strolled around the bar damn near drove me out of my mind. Hips swaying gently beneath that gingham dress that was cut just so low to show that tattoo on her breast. Smoking dirty words rolling straight out of her mouth. No doubt the devil won the bid, my friend, on making girls in the South. So Lord, when I die, please leave me here. I will happily haunt this dance hall with the bottomless bucket of beer. I like the music and I love the way she smiles, and I'd gladly spend eternity letting her drive me wild. Drive me wild, baby. Well, she said she liked the way that I talked, and she asked me where I was from. Just rolled her eyes when I told her, baby, wherever it turns you on. She turned to fill my glass, then she poured herself a shot, lit a cigarette and said, here's to the drinks you just bought, boy. She invited me outside for a little more of the same, but I snuck in a kiss or two just before it rained. The rain won't wash your memory when it comes to flooding my mind of that barmaid I fell in love with beneath that Mason-Dixon line. So Lord, when I die, please take me there. I will happily haunt that dance hall with the bottomless bucket of beer. I like the music and I love the way she smiles, and I'd gladly spend eternity letting her drive me wild. This is Hope She Makes It to LA. Well, she probably went to Dallas or some other city big enough to hold her in all of her dreams. She never seemed to breathe easy in this tiny one-horse town. No, she was restless. She was always busting at the seams. Now in my mind I can see her singing on some stage in a seedy bar, filling the same empty space she always filled back home. Yeah, she used to light up this town just like lightning does when a storm's blowing in. But now it's just the smell of rain around that don't ever come. So I just drive down to the landing strip with the 5th of sour mash, and I watch all the crop dusters come in. I would've left with her, but she didn't ask. Now I can't afford to leave this town. Since she's gone, I don't want to stay. I hold the heart she broke when she hit the road, and I hope she makes it to LA. Now ever since I met her, I guess I knew she wouldn't stay. She always had big plans to start her up a band, move to Dallas, then on to LA. Well, she warned me not to fall in love, but warned me that's all she did. Who wouldn't fall for a girl like that, living in a place like this? So I just chalk the heartache up to good luck. Just go on and wish her well. It was every last dime that I left her, I guess, where I left her sleeping in that motel. And I bet she probably got on the first bus out of here, and she never even turned around. She wasn't leaving nothing behind, except the one who would have tied her down. And I just drive down to the landing strip with the 5th of sour mash, and I watch all the crop dusters come in. I would've left with her, but she didn't ask. Now I can't afford to leave this here town. Since she's gone, I don't wanna stay. Oh, I hold the heart that she broke when she hit the road, and I hope she makes it to LA. Yeah, and then I just drive down to the landing strip with the 5th of sour mash, and I watch all the crop dusters coming in. I would've left with her, but she didn't ask. Now I can't afford to leave this town. Since she's gone, I can't afford to stay. Yeah, I hold the heart that she broke when she hit the road, and I hope she makes it to LA. I hold the heart she broke when she hit the road, and I hope she makes it to LA.
Shad, thank you.
Carol, thank you very much.
Oh my gosh, I love you so much. I am so grateful that you came into the studio and did your thing for us and for our viewers.
You're very welcome, and I'm glad and thrilled to be here. Can't wait to see it.
Y'all, I hope you've enjoyed meeting Shad. I hope you will check him out. Shad, what's your website and where can they find you?
ShadBlair.com and Strike a Pose, Shad Strike a Pose on Instagram. And it's a pretty one and only name. So Shad with an S and Blair like the witch. So
ShadBlair for those that just, I don't know, need it fine-tuned. Also, where can they go see you again? When's your residency?
I'm at the White Horse every second and fourth Saturdays at happy hour time, about 5:30 till about 7:30 or so.
In
or
Austin.
7, yeah. In Austin, Texas, downtown, 5th and Comal.
Yes. All right. Y'all, thank you so much for spending your time with us. We know you have other things you could be doing, and instead you are here watching us right now. If you are catching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We're trying really hard to grow the stage. for stuff like this, man.
Thank you.
Oh,
I appreciate it.
next time. Bye.
We hope your new realtor plays drums in a band. We hope your new dentist is its front man. We hope live music always makes you proud. Just don't call the cops if you think it's too loud. South by South by South by Southwest. We hope you'll like it so much you'll move here just like the rest of us non-native Texans.